Okay, hi, Caitlin. I've had a read through your draft. Just going to start with little things up here. You need to take out your name um, up here. I would create a header and take out your name. It should just have your SACE number in it. Now, moving on, your introduction to print advertisements will be analysed and compared in order to infer. We're not inferring, we are comparing. So you need to just tidy that up to compare and evaluate which is the more effective. Sufficient conventions appeal to the desire or values common across audiences. We don't need sufficient here. You're getting into that thing of being too wordy. You're talking about the conventions of advertising that are being used here to appeal to the desires or values in target audiences. So you just need to clear that up. Now, the epidemic of smoking will be addressed through diverse advertisements. Again, your expression here is a little bit confusing because the first advertisement is not addressing the epidemic of smoking. It is very clearly supporting and trying to encourage smoking, while the second is from a different social and historical context and is the polar opposite. It is trying to deter people from smoking. So you just need to tidy that up, shorten it. You're already over your word count. So just keep it very simple and to the point. Okay, form. Just again, there is going to be a little bit of repetition in your assignment, Caitlin. So you just need to make sure that you're showing at the very beginning, Be Happy Go Lucky. When was it published in Good Housekeeping? Acquired a small subsection on an irrelevant page. I don't know what you mean by irrelevant. Every page in a magazine is relevant, but unless it's a center page spread, which is the most expensive advertising position, you need to just either cut that out completely or be clear what you mean by it. And when you mean a small subsection, was it a small part? It wasn't a full page advertisement. Was it perhaps just a third of a page? So again, be specific. So you've said that Smoking Killed published in Men's Health and Your Health Now. Again, when? So I'm just going to add that in. You need to make sure that you're being very specific. I know that you repeat it in social context, but you just need to be clear here as well. Which firmly grasped, okay, just add in consumers' attention. Now, Smoking Kills depicts a damage prevention message through a compelling format to cause a change in behavior. Again, too wordy. Smoking Kills depicts or evokes or conveys a compelling message to cause a change in consumers' behavior. Being magazine articles, the messages can be specific to interests as a result of high quality images. I'm afraid, again, I'm not quite sure what you are trying to say here. So either cut it out, because I think you've covered all bases in form, or be clear what you are trying to say. The messages can be specific to interest. Are you saying that the creators of the advertisements have specifically chosen the magazines to publish their advertisements in order to target very specific target audiences and both use high quality images? Okay, moving on. Purpose. who gain an awareness. They're not really there to gain an awareness, they're there to sell their product. They're there to persuade the consumer to want to buy their product, or in the case of smoking kills, in order to change their behaviors. And you're right, yes, through emotional connections. It provokes value and happiness. You might want to just be specific. Buy the lucky carton today. So again, that is the fact that it's asking you to, or promoting that you buy a carton of cigarettes, obviously means that they're trying to add value. Presumably, if you buy a carton, it's going to be slightly cheaper per cigarette than if you just buy them a packet at a time. So it's not just about enticing the audience to buy the product as they believe they will be the lucky one. It is about enticing the audience to buy the product because of this emotional association with happiness and luck, but also that it will be adding value. They're appealing to they are appealing to the customer's desire for value. You will be getting the best value for money if you buy the carton of Lucky cigarettes. So the advertisement connects the audience to the product through portraying smoking as acceptable. Well, it's more than that. Smoking is enjoyable or desirable. So I think you need to just look at this. Just look at your word choice to be very specific. Desirable. Comparatively. Now, you are needing to use more comparative language, but this is in contrast. Okay? So in stark contrast, Smoking Kills aims to persuade audiences that smoking is harmful to health while provoking a sense of fear. Well, yes, it's through provoking a sense of fear that they're persuading audiences, but they're not really just that. The ultimate goal of this advertisement is to make their audience stop smoking. Not just, and they're doing that through provoking a sense of fear that it's harmful to their health. But I think you've got to be clear that the main purpose of this is to convince or persuade their target audience to stop smoking completely. About data. The advertisements have diverse objectives to smoking, however, both target audiences. Again, Caitlin, this is just not quite clear. Either take it out, because if you add in what I've said, you should have addressed this, or you make it much more concise and simple. So both advertisements, or the advertisements have clearly have very diverse objectives in relation to their target audiences. Okay, so moving on, target audience. Yes, it's dissimilar for each advertisements, yet both advertisements are in prospect. What do you mean by in prospect? They're both targeted at people who smoke. Keep it simple. The intended audience entails both male and females, thus is respective of gender. Why do you make it more complicated than it needs to be, Caitlin? The intended audience is both male and female. That's all you need to say. Although I'm not sure I agree with you about be happy, go lucky. It is prejudice that those of a low socioeconomics are more inclined to mock surrounding smoking habits. I don't know what you mean by that. And which advertisement are you talking about? You need to be very clear in this section of the target audience for Be Happy Go Lucky and the target audience for Smoking Kills, and are they similar or are they different? From what I see in your form, Smoking Kills was actually aimed, because of its choice of magazine, Men's Health, that was aimed at younger men, whereas the target audience for Be Happy Go Lucky is clearly aimed at young women. So you've got very different target audiences here. Yes, Be Happy Go Lucky was published in 1969, not long before persuasive cigarette advertisements were banned. Be careful, because cigarette advertisements weren't banned in 1971, because we still had cigarette advertisements for, I think, you better double check here after that. But what do you mean by persuasive cigarette advertisements? Do you mean advertisements promoting buying cigarettes, cigarette smoking? I might be wrong here, so you might just say, no, that's correct. It focuses upon the lucky benefits intended for females due to the presence of an upper class woman. Okay, you might just add in here attractive. Yeah, upper class woman. Middle to upper class, because they don't want to cut out middle class. Contrasting Smoke came to the public's awareness. Caitlin, just say was published in 2011 with a negative defiance to smoking. Okay, just again, keep it simple, Caitlin, with the purpose of convincing its audience to stop smoking. Okay? The use of statistics may influence well-educated individuals. Well, there's no reason why this is necessarily aimed at well-educated people. But the use of statistics is a very common persuasive technique. So why don't you say that? The use of the persuasive technique of statistics and evidence has been used to persuade consumers, audience, individuals to quit or reduce smoking habits by unlocking their inner potential after reading The Harsh Reality. You just don't really need all of this, because it's not through unlocking their inner potential. It's actually through frightening the living daylights out of them that they're going to die. Even though both of us comprehend diverse, again, it's just too complicated. Even though both advertisements have very different purposes with regard to smoking, the ways in which they depict emotional and logistical messages appeal to, do you want to say are successful, or successfully appealed to their target audiences. Okay, moving on. Social context. This is all pretty much okay. Epitome of cool, I'd probably say glamour, because it was considered more glamorous in those days. Smoking Kills depicts. You keep saying that it depicts. What advertisements try to do is to evoke a certain feeling or mood. So just change this to evoke. And it's evoking a sense of fear. As the incidence counts, that's all okay. Visual elements. The advertisements, the first solely selling cigarettes. Well, it's not selling cigarettes, it's selling the particular brand, and it's selling the idea of happiness and luck with this brand of cigarettes. This is about to run out, so I'm going to pause it here and start another one.